Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Trump's border plan cut illegal immigration and crime rates. Trump's Liberation Day tariffs begin impacting trillions in imports. Trump administration opposed return of deported Maryland resident. Trump administration cuts 10,000 jobs affecting CDC and FDA employees. Fourth U.S. soldier found dead in Lithuania after training exercise accident. Attorney General Pam Bondi directs a federal prosecutor to seek death penalty for Luigi Mangione. Governor Hochul declares April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in New York. Russia rejects U.S. peace plan for Ukraine, citing unmet demands. China begins military drills around Taiwan, calls president a parasite. Myanmar earthquake death toll surpasses 3,000. Macy's bodyguard banned from touchline due to pitch invaders issue. And Haaland to miss up to 7 weeks due to ankle injury, says Guardiola. You were listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Trump made major changes to U.S. foreign policy and border security, leading to strong results. After taking office, he pushed Mexico to send 10,000 troops to the southern U.S. border and Canada to deploy 10,000 personnel to the northern border. This action helped reduce illegal immigration and drug trafficking. President Trump designated violent drug cartels and transnational gangs as foreign terrorist organizations, making it easier to arrest and deport them. He also forced Colombia, Venezuela, and other nations to take back their citizens who were in the U.S. illegally. Illegal border crossings dropped 95% compared to last year. Trump's intelligence support helped Pakistan capture and extradite the ISIS terrorist behind the Abbeygate bombing. His administration eliminated key terrorists, including an ISIS leader in Somalia. President Trump increased pressure on Iran and ordered over 200 strikes against Houthi targets. His leadership helped Panama leave China's Belt and Road Initiative. He also brought Ukraine and Russia to the table for peace talks, a step Biden failed to achieve. Trump continues working to secure the nation and protect U.S. interests. President Donald Trump announced that his highly anticipated Liberation Day tariffs would go into effect immediately, catching many off guard. The tariffs, a key part of Trump's aggressive trade policy, will be the most significant yet, potentially affecting all U.S. imports. While details remain unclear, the tariffs could be as high as 20% on all imports, impacting roughly 3.3 trillion of goods. Economists have warned that such sweeping measures could lead to job losses, a rise in unemployment, and a significant drop in GDP. Trump's approach is a stark departure from past tariff strategies, with potential fallout for the economy and global trade. Businesses and investors are expressing concern about the economic uncertainty and price increases. Despite growing opposition, the White House insists the tariffs will ultimately benefit American workers and future generations. Further updates on the tariff plan are expected soon as the impact of these policies unfolds. The Trump administration admitted it made a mistake in deporting Kilmer Abrego Garcia, a Maryland resident, to a high-security prison in El Salvador. A court order had protected him from deportation, but ICE removed him on March 15th as part of a flight carrying alleged gang members. The Justice Department and a federal judge are now in a legal battle over these deportations. The Trump administration sent 238 Venezuelans and 23 Salvadorans back, claiming they were gang members, but lawyers and families have denied the allegations. Abrego Garcia, who came to the U.S. in 2011, received legal protection in 2019. He had no criminal record in the U.S. and lived with his wife and disabled son, both U.S. citizens. His lawyers said he was wrongfully accused of gang ties based on clothing and an informant's claim. Despite admitting the mistake, the Trump administration has opposed bringing him back. The Justice Department argued he is now in El Salvador's custody and the U.S. cannot order his return. Vice President J.D. Vance defended the deportation, calling Abrego Garcia an illegal immigrant. The Trump administration started laying off staff at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Food and Drug Administration as part of a plan to cut 10,000 jobs at the Department of Health and Human Services. The layoffs, which took place, are part of a broader effort led by President Trump and Elon Musk to reduce staffing levels in federal agencies. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. defended the cuts, calling them necessary to streamline government operations. However, the dismissals have resulted in the loss of top scientists from important agencies responsible for public health, cancer research, and drug oversight. This has raised concerns about the future of the U.S. health sector and its ability to respond to emergencies. Brian King, head of the FDA's Center for Tobacco Products, was fired, and Peter Stein, director of the FDA's Office of New Drugs, resigned. These departures add to the ongoing leadership changes at the FDA. At the CDC, employees in areas like environmental health and immunization were also affected. The Department of Health and Human Services has not yet commented on the situation. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The body of the 4th U.S. Army soldier missing during a training exercise in Lithuania was found. The soldier, whose identity has not been disclosed, was the last to be recovered after 3 others were found the previous day. The soldiers, part of the 1st Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division, went missing on March 25, 2025, when their M88A2 Hercules armored vehicle sank into a peat bog. The 63-ton vehicle was also removed from the bog. A week-long search involving hundreds of rescue workers from the US, Lithuania, Poland, and Estonia ended with the soldiers' recovery near Pabred. The cause of the accident is under investigation by US Army and Lithuanian authorities. The soldiers had been deployed to Lithuania for Operation Atlantic Resolve, which strengthens NATO deterrence. They were stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia. This loss has been devastating, said Major General Christopher Norrie, 3rd Infantry Division Commanding General. Attorney General Pamela Bondi was directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty for Luigi Mangione, the man accused of murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City in December 2024. Mangione, 26 years old, was charged with stalking and killing Thompson, who was shot in Midtown Manhattan. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Bondi's decision aligns with President Trump's efforts to combat violent crime. In a statement, she called Thompson's death a cold-blooded assassination that shocked the nation. This marks the first time the Justice Department will pursue the death penalty during Trump's 2nd term. Mangione's attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, criticized the move, calling it barbaric and political. She claimed that the case is a political struggle, putting Mangione's life at risk. Mangione is also facing state charges and could face life in prison if convicted. The killing of Thompson, who was the father of 2, sparked national debate over healthcare costs in the U.S. Mangione's background and motivations are still under investigation. Governor Kathy Hochul issued a proclamation recognizing April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in New York. As part of her efforts, she included funding to double rape crisis program resources and mandated all hospitals provide access to trained sexual assault forensic medical examiners. The Office for the Prevention of Domestic Violence launched new initiatives to raise awareness about technology-facilitated abuse. In honor of the month, New York landmarks were illuminated in teal, and OPTV introduced the Spot the Deepfake quiz to educate the public about AI-generated images. They also started the Power Down Speak Up campaign to raise awareness about online abuse. Additionally, OPTV announced the New York State Denim Day exhibit scheduled for April 28 to 30 to continue the global effort to combat sexual assault. Governor Hochul's proposals to improve online safety, including tackling AI-generated child abuse material, aim to better protect children and all New Yorkers from online harm. Now it's time for global updates. Russia has rejected the latest US peace proposals for Ukraine, with Moscow describing them as unacceptable. Sergei Ryabkov, a foreign policy advisor to President Vladimir Putin, said the proposals failed to address Russia's key demands for resolving the war. Ryabkov emphasized that while Russia took the US suggestions seriously, they could not accept the plan in its current form. He added that the proposals did not address the root causes of the conflict. Russia has demanded Ukraine recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea, withdraw from occupied regions, and agree not to join NATO. President Donald Trump, frustrated with the lack of progress, recently expressed his displeasure with Putin, even threatening to impose tariffs on Russian oil exports. Despite numerous meetings, both sides have failed to reach a breakthrough, with the war continuing. Trump has committed to pushing for a ceasefire but is facing growing challenges in securing an agreement. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. China's military began joint army, navy and rocket force exercises around Taiwan to send a stern warning against Taiwanese independence. The drills launched after Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te labeled Beijing a foreign hostile force focused on combat readiness, striking maritime and land targets, and imposing blockades. China views Taiwan as part of its territory, while Taiwan sees itself as a sovereign state. In a video accompanying the drills, Lai was depicted as a cartoon parasite, a portrayal China used to criticize his stance. Taiwan's defense minister responded, saying China's aircraft carrier group had entered the island's response area and it had activated military systems. Taiwan's defense minister criticized China's provocative rhetoric, urging the Chinese military to address its own issues instead of escalating tensions. The drills, considered a normal practice by China, reflect its growing military presence around Taiwan. Taiwan's government remains focused on peace and stability. The death toll from the 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar surpassed 3,000, with at least 441 people still missing. Rescue workers continue to search for survivors despite dwindling hope. A 63-year-old woman was rescued 91 hours after being trapped under rubble. In Mandalay, 403 people were rescued and 259 bodies were found. Myanmar's military government has received international aid with rescue teams from China, Russia and other countries on the ground. However, the humanitarian crisis continues to worsen with shortages of water, food and medical supplies. The UN has raised alarms about the risk of disease outbreaks, especially cholera. The earthquake further complicated Myanmar's ongoing civil war, which has displaced over 3 million people. The National Unity Government, representing opposition forces, called for a ceasefire to ensure aid reaches those in need, urging the international community to monitor aid delivery closely. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Lionel Messi's bodyguard Yasin Chirco was banned from the touchline during Inter Miami matches after MLS took control of matchday security. Chirco, a former Navy SEAL, had gained attention for stopping pitch invaders trying to approach Messi. In his 20 months in the US, 16 fans had breached the pitch, compared to only 6 in 7 years of working in Europe. Chirco, who also protected Messi during his time at Paris Saint-Germain, expressed concern over the high number of pitch invaders in MLS, saying there is a huge problem here. He shared his experience working in League One and the Champions League, stressing the need for better security. Although Chirco understood the league's decision, he felt his experience could help improve the situation, emphasizing his willingness to collaborate to make MLS safer for players like Messi. He will now only be allowed in the locker room and mixed zones. Erling Haaland will be sidelined for up to 7 weeks after suffering an ankle injury, confirmed Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola. The Norwegian forward was injured during Sunday's 2-1 FA Cup win against Bournemouth after scoring his 30th goal of the season. Guardiola stated that Haaland's doctors expected a recovery time of 5 to 7 weeks, which would likely keep him out for most of the remaining Premier League season. Haaland should be fit in time for the FIFA Club World Cup in June. City is currently 5th in the Premier League and will aim to secure a Champions League spot. Guardiola acknowledged that the team would need to adapt without Haaland's goal-scoring presence, emphasizing the need for players with different qualities. With 9 league games left and an FA Cup semi-final ahead, City will look for solutions while dealing with the injury crisis. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,398.28. The NYSE Composite is increased by 2.42 points or 0.01%. Tokyo stock close price is 35,624.48. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 6.92 points or 0.02%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,348.44. The Shanghai index is increased by 12.69 points or 0.38%. Hong Kong stock close price is 23,206.84. The Hang Seng index is increased by 87.26 points or 0.38%. Bombay stock close price is 76,024.51. The Sensex index is decreased by 1,390.41 points or 1.80%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Trump's border plan cut illegal immigration and crime rates. Trump's liberation day tariffs begin impacting trillions in imports. Trump administration opposed return of deported Maryland resident. Trump administration cuts 10,000 jobs affecting CDC and FDA employees. Fourth US soldier found dead in Lithuania after training exercise accident. Attorney General Pam Bondi directs a federal prosecutor to seek death penalty for Luigi Mangione. Governor Hochul declares April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in New York. Russia rejects US peace plan for Ukraine, citing unmet demands. China begins military drills around Taiwan, calls president a parasite. Myanmar earthquake death toll surpasses 3,000. Macy's bodyguard banned from touchline due to pitch invaders issue. And Haaland to miss up to 7 weeks due to ankle injury, says Guardiola. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.